Most people have no idea how to identify fungal acne, when it's actually so simple. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how fungal acne looks like and how you can tell if you are breaking out because of skin fungus based on 6 super specific signs and symptoms. Now, between you and me, fungal breakouts are some of the easiest types of acne in terms of identification. And that's because their signs and symptoms are extremely obvious. And just to show you that, let's do a really short exercise. So on the screen, you should see 3 different pictures of acne, out of which only one is fungal. And you have a lot of time until the end of this video to tell me which of these 3 pictures represents fungal acne. Now, if you have no idea which is the right answer, don't worry, because we'll get back to this exercise and I will personally guide you on finding the right answer. But I promise you that after seeing these 6 signs and symptoms of fungal acne, you will be able to identify the right answer really easily. And most importantly, you will be able to tell if your own acne is caused by skin fungus or not, so that you can know how to treat it correctly. Now, if you're ready, let's dive in. Hello and welcome to Acne from A to Z. I'm a pharmacist, and on this channel I show you how to get rid of your acne once for all by fighting its root cause. If this is something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and also follow me on Instagram and on TikTok for daily tips and videos about acne. Now here's the timeline of our video. We will start right off with the 6 signs and symptoms of fungal acne, and then we will move on to differentiate it from other types of acne, because this is pretty hard. Next, you will understand how you should treat it specifically if your acne really is fungal, and at the end, we will get back to our exercise and find the right answer. I will also give you as a homework a very similar exercise, and you will have to tell which of the following pictures represents fungal acne. Now, if you're ready, let's get into it. Now, the first sign of fungal acne that is worth mentioning is that it appears as very small pimples that tend to be on the milder side. So they are usually whiteheads, not cysts or pustules, which represent a more aggressive type of pimples. Therefore, if your acne is caused by skin fungus, your pimples will usually be smaller and milder. There will be usually no inflammation, no redness, or if there is some, it's going to be pretty minor. And this is actually a really good way to tell the difference between acne that is caused by skin fungus and acne that is caused by hormones or by gut issues, because those tend to cause pimples that are more aggressive, larger, cystic, and they usually go away with more effort. And this actually takes us to the second sign of fungal acne, which are tight pimples. I like to call them pimples that appear in groups. So as you can see in this picture, fungal acne doesn't necessarily appear very often as independent pimples, as it's the case of hormonal acne. Instead, its breakouts usually appear very close to each other in groups. Like I said, there is usually very little inflammation or redness, but this can depend from case to case. What you need to remember is that if your acne is fungal, you will have small clusters of pimples and they will never appear alone. The third sign of fungal acne is probably my favorite, because it is a very specific sign that only appears in pimples that are caused by skin fungus. And I'm talking about itchiness. So fungal acne is the only form of acne that causes itchiness, that makes you want to scratch. All the other forms of acne do not have this as a symptom. Now, what you need to know is that there are some situations when fungal breakouts are not very itchy. However, I would say that in something like 80% of cases, if your acne is because of skin fungus, it will be itchy. The fourth sign is again something pretty obvious, and I'm talking about the poor response to exfoliation or classic skincare products that are meant for acne. Things like benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, azelaic acid, even retinoids, they usually do not work if your acne is caused by skin fungus. And the explanation is pretty simple, and it's because all of these products do not treat the root cause of fungal acne, which is skin fungus. Now, we will talk about how you should get rid of fungal acne correctly a bit later. But what you need to remember is that regular acne products or exfoliants are not the solution. And in the best case, they can help keep your pimples under control and reduce their appearance, but they will never prevent new fungal acne breakouts. Another sign that can help you tell the difference between fungal acne and other types of acne is the fact that fungal breakouts do not leave marks behind. And this is usually because they're not cystic, they're not very inflamed, painful, or aggressive. And like I said, they tend to be on the milder side, so they usually appear as whiteheads. And whether you knew this or not, whiteheads rarely leave scars behind. So if your acne is fungus, in most cases, it will not leave marks once those pimples heal. And the last sign of fungal acne is that it tends to be location specific. Now, unlike other forms of acne, fungal acne doesn't always affect the same part of your face as it happens with hormonal acne or gut acne or even oily skin acne. On the other hand, fungal acne can appear pretty much anywhere. However, there are some locations that it usually affects more. And I'm talking about your forehead, your back, and also your shoulders. And this is because a lot of times the skin fungus causing that acne migrates from your scalp. So the skin fungus causing your acne is pretty much the same that causes dandruff, and I'm talking about malassezia. So people who have dandruff have higher chances to get fungal acne in this area, so on the forehead, on the back, and on the shoulders. And this is because it's easier for that skin fungus to migrate to these areas. The chest is also a pretty common area, and that's because it's easy for that fungus to fall up from your scalp into your chest. I would also mention a bonus sign, which I've already just talked about, and I'm referring to scalp dandruff. Like I said, if you have scalp dandruff, you have higher chances to get fungal acne, and that's because the trigger is the same. It's a fungus called malassezia. Now let's do a really short revision, and here is the profile of fungal acne, so it's specific signs and symptoms that you need to look for. Therefore, if you are breaking out because of skin fungus, you will usually have smaller pimples, typically whiteheads. They will appear in clumps, in groups, very tight, very close to each other. But probably the most specific thing about fungal acne is that it causes pimples that are itchy, which you cannot find in any other form of breakouts. Since its cause is skin fungus, it's quite obvious that it will not respond to classic acne skincare products, so do not waste your time with this. And probably the good news is that fungal acne doesn't really leave scars behind because, like I said, its pimples are not very inflamed, so it doesn't leave marks. Most of the times it affects your forehead, your back, your chest, or your shoulders, which are areas where it's easier for your fungus to migrate from your scalp. And like I said, the bonus sign is that people who have scalp dandruff have higher chances to get fungal acne at some point. So now that you know the most important things about fungal acne, let's see how you can differentiate it from other forms of acne. And we're gonna start right off with hormonal acne, which is probably a very common form of breakouts, especially in adults. And I've already told you some differences throughout this video, but right now we're gonna talk a bit in more detail about them. So if your acne is hormonal, it tends to affect the lower part of your face, your jawline, your chin, your neck, sometimes even your upper cheeks, which are areas where fungal acne doesn't usually appear. At the same time, fungal acne is a lot milder, while hormonal acne is usually cystic, very aggressive, very inflamed, and it always leaves marks behind, which doesn't really happen with breakouts that are caused by skin fungus. But most importantly, hormonal acne is never itchy, so if you get any itchy pimples, chances are they are because of skin fungus. Probably their only common ground is the poor response to classic acne skincare. So neither hormonal acne nor fungal acne reacts really well to exfoliants or to things like benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, azelaic acid, which are regular ingredients that are used in acne lesions. But all in all, it's pretty easy to tell the difference between fungal acne and hormonal acne because they are very different. But I couldn't really say this about bacterial acne, which tends to be similar to fungal acne in some points. For example, they both tend to affect the forehead. So if you have pimples on your forehead, there are high chances that they are bacterial, and at the same time, they could be fungal. Bacterial acne also sometimes causes pimples that are on the milder side, so they are not very aggressive. They can be aggressive in more severe cases, but more often than not, they are usually whiteheads, which is the same as in fungal acne. Their main difference is again itchiness, because bacterial acne is never itchy, while itchiness is the most specific sign of fungal acne. And another important difference is that bacterial acne responds best to regular acne products, while, like I said, fungal acne doesn't really improve with any of them. And the last type of acne that I want to compare with fungal acne is gut acne. And with gut acne, pimples tend to appear on the cheeks, additionally on the forehead, but mostly on the cheeks, which again is not an area that fungal acne affects on a regular basis. Gut acne is also pretty aggressive. It causes pimples that are cystic and that tends to leave marks behind, which is not the case of fungal acne. So this is a pretty good way to tell the difference between them, their location and their aspect. And again, gut acne doesn't cause itchiness, which is an obvious sign of fungal acne. Now let's talk a little bit about your case, because the goal of this video is to help you identify if your acne is fungal or not. And I want you to know that out of the 6 signs, not all of them are compulsory. So you do not have to have all of the 6 signs in order to be able to tell that your acne is fungal. My general rule is that if you have 3 or 4 of these signs, your acne has all chances to be fungal, obviously as long as those signs are very specific, something like itchiness, location specific, or pimples that appear in clusters. These are some 3 signs that are very specific to fungal acne. And I just want to give you some more examples. This is fungal acne, but this is not fungal acne. Again, this is fungal acne, but this doesn't really look like fungal acne at first sight. Now, assuming you know you have fungal acne, how do you get rid of it? And the good news here is that, in my opinion, fungal breakouts are probably some of the easiest forms of acne to get rid of. And that's because you need to target their specific cause, and fortunately, we have a lot of treatments that do that. Now, I'm not going to talk in detail about the causes of fungal acne and how you should get rid of it correctly, the full routine. I'm going to make a separate video on this because I know a lot of you are interested. But what you need to remember is that with fungal acne, you need to fight the skin fungus that is causing it. So this is the root cause that you need to focus on if you want to get rid of your pimples and get clear skin. And like I said, things are pretty simple when it comes to fungal acne. There aren't many options out there because the classic treatment works best, and it works in pretty much all cases. And I'm talking about antifungal creams. They are by far the best because they eradicate skin fungus really easily. And at the same time, I know a lot of people use dandruff shampoos because they have some very similar ingredients, and they are also designed to fight malassezia, which is the fungus causing scalp dandruff. And like I said, it is the same fungus that is causing acne. So logically speaking, this treatment works really well because the cause is exactly the same. There are many other home remedies you can use if you do not want to use the classic antifungal creams or dandruff shampoos. I know some people tell me that those are pretty irritant, so this is why they prefer to go for home remedies. Now, if you want some specific recommendations, both of antifungal products and home remedies that work for fungal acne, I strongly advise you to check my free ebook. It's linked in my description and it talks about the 7 most important types of acne, and it also includes fungal acne. It gives you its top symptoms, but it also shows you how you can get rid of it. It actually gives you a very brief idea on how to fix the cause. Now, for those of you who are not sure if their acne is fungal, there are some situations when things are not very clear, or if you think that you have multiple things causing your acne, including skin fungus, I actually have a really detailed course. It's called the Anti-Acne Formula, and it will help you identify the root cause or the root causes of your acne, and it will also give you a really specific action plan that you can implement from the next day to get rid of your acne based on its root cause. So you're going to fight its root causes from the inside, and this is how you will get clear skin once for all. This is actually my signature course that has helped a lot of people. So for those of you who need help in identifying the root cause of their acne, I strongly recommend you to join. Now let's get back to our exercise, to the exercise from the beginning, because I think you've already had a lot of time to think about the answer, and I am very curious to know which of these 3 pictures you think is fungal acne. Now, I want to discuss them a little bit before I give you the answer and help you understand why a certain picture shows fungal acne and why the other doesn't. So let's start with picture number C. As you can see, this acne mostly affects the forehead, the nose, and the chin. So in my opinion, this is a type of acne caused by oily skin, because oily skin usually affects the T-zone, which is exactly this, the forehead, the nose, and the chin. It could also be acne because of stress, because stress tends to increase the sebum production. So this is why oily skin and stress acne a lot of times go hand in hand. I would probably need a lot more details from this person in order to be able to tell you if it is oily skin acne or stress acne 100%. But at first sight, this is definitely not fungal acne. It is also pretty aggressive for it to be fungal. Fungal acne doesn't really cause such aggressive pimples with redness and inflammation, so option C is not fungal acne. Moving on, let's look to picture A, and this is actually a very, very aggressive type of acne. I can tell you from the start that it is way too severe for it to be fungal. I would probably say that it is caused by a combination of gut issues and hormonal imbalances based on its position. I actually have some detailed videos about gut acne and hormonal acne where you can understand what causes them and how you can identify them really easily. I strongly advise you to check out those videos as well. But at first sight, this acne is definitely way too aggressive for it to be fungal. And this takes us to picture number B, which is the exact definition of fungal acne. You can see that those pimples are very small, they are in clusters, they are very close to each other, grouped. We can't really tell if they are itchy or not because it's just a picture, but based on how they look like, this acne is definitely fungal. You can see that the location is also specific. It is among those locations that I mentioned at the signs of fungal acne. So it pretty much follows all the criteria we can see. And I'm waiting for your feedback on this exercise. I'm very curious if you guessed the right answer, so please let me know in the comments below what you think. And as a homework, I have prepared for you another exercise of this type. So I'm gonna give you 3 pictures, picture A, picture B, and picture C. And please let me know which you think is fungal acne. I'm gonna give you the answer. I will pin it in the comments in 48 hours, so you have a lot of time to think about until then. But if you're not sure, just get back to the signs of this video, to the signs I presented in this video, and you should be able to identify it pretty easily. So I'm waiting for your answers in the comments below, and I'm really curious to see if you guessed it right.